All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are talking about what might be the most important conversation happening in tech right now. It's this incredible high-wire act, balancing the insane pace of AI innovation with the absolute need to build trust. It's really the classic story of power versus responsibility, but it's all playing out at lightning speed. And that brings us to the real heart of the issue, doesn't it? AI is getting more and more powerful every single day. But does that automatically mean it's getting more dangerous? We're seeing these amazing breakthroughs, but with all that power comes a whole new set of risks. So, how in the world do we handle this? Let's start by looking at just how fast things are moving. So first up, the innovation boom. And honestly, boom might be an understatement. The pace of progress we're seeing right now is just staggering. We are not talking about small, little tweaks here and there. We are witnessing fundamental, groundbreaking shifts across huge industries. And the impact is just everywhere. This isn't just about making better chatbots. Think bigger. Generative AI and these massive language models are letting scientists design brand new proteins from scratch in biology, or discover new materials with properties we've never seen before. And in places like healthcare and finance, they're automating these mountains of paperwork and complex tasks, which frees up doctors and analysts to focus on the stuff that humans are actually good at. This incredible speed is one side of the coin.
But, with every one of these amazing leaps forward, it feels like the shadow of concern just gets a little bit bigger. All this rapid progress has created what a lot of people are calling a trust deficit. And it is a very, very real problem.
And this really lays out the tension perfectly, right? On one side of the scale, you've got all this incredible promise, breakthroughs in science and medicine and finance. But on the other side, you have these very legitimate fears about misuse, about manipulation. A huge part of this problem is the lack of transparency. So many of these systems are like black boxes. So the big question becomes, how do we get all the good stuff while somehow preventing the bad?
Well, the good news is the industry isn't just sitting on its hands. To deal with these concerns, we're starting to see folks build what you could call digital guardrails. These are frameworks and tools designed specifically to build that trust back up and make sure these systems have integrity.
A fantastic example is what OpenAI is doing with its Trusted Access for Cyber program. See, instead of just locking their most powerful models away, they're creating a system based on trust. This means they can give access to researchers and companies who are using AI for good things, like defending our infrastructure from cyber attacks, while at the same time keeping really strong safeguards in place to prevent misuse. It's kind of like a surgical approach to managing risk. It's all about empowering the good guys.
Okay, so that's a really great start, but it immediately brings up another huge question. If we've got these unbelievably complex models, how do we even know if they're any good, or safe, or biased? How do you evaluate them in a way that everyone can actually trust?
For the longest time, the answer was basically these opaque black box leaderboards, where you just kind of had to trust the score they gave you. But that is starting to change. Now, companies like Hugging Face are pushing a totally new approach they call community evals. The whole idea is to get rid of these just trust me scores and replace them with a transparent, open process where anybody can contribute tests and see for themselves exactly how a model stacks up. It's all about swapping blind faith for collective, verifiable proof.
So, being able to transparently evaluate the model itself is a massive step, but that's really only half the battle. Developers are taking these models and building autonomous AI agents on top of them, agents that are designed to go out and do complex things in the real world. And that raises an even tougher question. How do we make sure those agents are solid and can't be easily tricked or manipulated?
And this is where some really cool ideas like the agent arena are popping up. Think of it like a digital boot camp or an obstacle course for AI. A developer can build their agent and then just throw it into this arena to see how well it holds up against attempts to manipulate it. It's a super practical, hands-on way to find the weak spots and fix them before that agent ever touches the real world.
So when you pull back and look at the future, it becomes really clear that there's no single magic solution here. This is going to be a constant, ongoing balancing act. We have to keep pushing the limits of what's possible, while at the very same time building the guardrails that keep it all safe and beneficial for everyone.
And this quote from the source material just nails it. The long-term success of AI isn't going to be about which model is the most powerful. It's going to be defined by how well we as a community can navigate all these different priorities: innovation, integrity, safety, and transparency, all at the same time.
Which really leaves us with one last massive question to think about. In this race between speed and safety, between capability and control,
Will our ability to build safeguards ever actually keep up with the breakneck pace of development? That's the challenge that's going to define everything in the next chapter of AI.